Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss a very important question from bpcc107, that is social psychology. So this question is frequently asked in IGNO exam. So let's understand it step by step in a very simple way. So the question is historical development of social psychology. So this question asked in December 2022, June 2023, and June 2025. So this will be a very important question. So let's discuss it step by step. First, let us understand what is social psychology is. So the social psychology is the scientific study of how people think, feel, and behave in social situations. So, it is a scientific study of how individuals or the people think, feel, and behave in social situations, or like it's a development took place gradually through different stages. So, it's development. The social psychology's development takes place gradually through different stages. Okay, so let's discuss it one by one. So the backgrounds we need to understand. The first it is the philosophical roots. So the roots of social psychology can be found in philosophy also. So the origin of social psychology can be traced to philosophy. Uh, Ancient philosophers like Plato, Aristotle, they talked about society and also social behavior and leadership and the influence of society on individuals. So later, philosophers such as Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau also discussed how society shapes human behavior. So these ideas formed the base of social psychology. So this is the base of social psychology in the philosophical background or the philosophical roots. So this much we have to understand and write about philosophical background or the philosophical roots of the social psychology. Next, it is early sociological and psychological contributions. So, in the 19th century, what happened? Social psychology started developing further with the help of psychology and sociology. Okay, the social psychology, how it is started developing with the help of psychology and sociology. So, William Wundt, the father of psychology, who William Wundt, the father of psychology, studied social aspects of the human mind. At the same time, the sociologists like Auguste Comte, Auguste Comte focused on social order and collective behavior. So this period laid the foundation of social psychology as a separate discipline. So who and all in the early sociological and psychological contribution was from William Wundt. So he was the father of psychology and also the Auguste Comte. Okay, so this is about early sociological and psychological contributions. So we have to understand things and we can write our own in the exam. So next one, emergence as independent discipline. So social psychology emerged as an independent field in the earlier 20th century. Okay, so the first textbook were written by William McDougall. Is in the psychological perspective. He wrote the textbooks, and Edward Rose in the sociological perspective in 1908. So the first textbook were written by William McDougall and Edward Rose. So this period marked the official beginning of social psychology as a separate discipline. Okay, so here what we have to uh, remember, or we have to point means this in the psychological perspective, William McDougall, and in the sociological perspective, the Edward Rose wrote the textbooks. So, social psychology emerged as an independent field in the early 20th century. So, this emergence as independent discipline marked the formal beginning of the social psychology. So, next one is behaviorist phase. So, in this, after World War II, social psychology expanded very rapidly. So during the 1920s, 1940s, social psychology was influenced by behaviorism. So we know what is behaviorism. So the behaviorism is studying about human behavior by observing the actions rather than the thoughts and feelings. So by observing the actions, but not by the thoughts and feelings. So in this period, what happened? The social psychology was influenced by behaviorism. Researchers focused on the observable behavior and the experimental methods. Then Floyd Allport emphasized individual behavior in social context and promoted scientific research in this behaviorist phase. So this is about behaviorist phase. Next one, post World War Second period. So after World War Second, what happened? There was a rapid growth in social psychology, and the researchers studied topics like the World War Two is the main phase of this is social psychology. So after World War II, there was a rapid growth in the social psychology, and the researchers studied topics like attitude, prejudice, conformity, and obedience and aggression also. So famous studies by H. Milgram and Levin, okay, so belong to this period. So famous studies done by the psychologists like H. Milgram and Lewin. Okay. Next, cognitive and contemporary developments. So which means cognitive development in the sense how we think and understand social situations. Okay. So the contemporary development in the sense how social psychology is applied to present day social problems. Okay. So from the 1960s onwards, social psychology adopted a cognitive approach like how we are thinking and understanding the social situations, and focusing on social cognition, attribution, and schema. So today, social psychology is interdisciplinary and studies issues like culture, gender, health, and social media also. Today's social psychology. So from that 1960 onwards, these all developments occurred in social psychology. At the end, we have to write a conclusion. This social media, sorry, this social psychology has developed from philosophical ideas to a scientific and applied discipline, helping us understanding social behavior in everyday life. To conclude, what social psychology has developed from philosophical thinking to a scientific and applied discipline also. So it helps us understanding how individuals and society influence each other in the daily life. Okay, this is the conclusion. We can write in our own sentences also. So this is a very important question. So if you found this explanation helpful, like the video, share it, and subscribe to this channel for more IGNOU psychology content. Thank you for watching.